I um get into my next one, I was going to play some music, but I'm going to get it out the way because a very unfortunate situation happened recently, a couple days ago. Um, 19 children and a teacher were shot in Texas. A gentleman by the name of Salvador Ramos walked in with a assault rifle and killed everyone. And it's very sad to even have to report on things like that because this isn't the first Texas school shooting either. This is the first school shooting period. And I feel for that coach. Matter of fact, let me pull that up real quick. I think I can find that real quick for y'all. Yes. Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr. Shout out to him. God bless that man for what he said. Because this was very needed to be said. And he almost made me tear up when I had seen this. This is once again Coach Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors. He was asked about, and that's another thing which was crazy about this. All of the people that sat at the podium, mind you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Golden State Warriors is an NBA basketball team. So this is what I mean by one day we're going to have a real podcast and I'm going to get into all the mind control bullshit that happens. Because why on earth, that's all I'm going to say, why on earth is he being asked about the Texas school shooting after an NBA finals game? Or NBA conference finals game, excuse me. But once again, this is Coach Steve Kerr on his thoughts on the shooting.
I'm not going to talk about basketball. Nothing's happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here. And a teacher.
Okay, so I'll take it back what I said. I thought he was asked it. From the clip that I had saw originally, I thought he got asked the question. So let me run it back real quick. So he actually started out with this. Excuse me.
I'm not going to talk about basketball. Nothing's happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here. And a teacher. And in the last 10 days, we've had elderly black people killed in a supermarket in Buffalo. We've had Asian churchgoers killed in Southern California. And now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence in school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like. It's what we do every week. So I'm fed up. I've had enough. We're going to play the game tonight. But I want every person here, every person listening to this, to think about your own child or grandchild or mother or father or sister, brother. How would you feel if this happened to you today? We can't get numb to this. We can't sit here and just read about it and go, well, let's have a moment of silence. Yeah, go Dubs, you know. Come on, Mavs, let's go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go play a basketball game. And 50 senators in Washington are going to hold us hostage. You realize that 90% of Americans, regardless of political party, want background check, universal background check. 90% of us, we are being held hostage by 50 senators in Washington who refuse to even put it to a vote, despite what we, the American people, want. They won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their own power. It's pathetic. I've had enough.
I don't even need to say any more. But that was why I wanted y'all to see that clip. Because I had quoted, I think, slightly into just the part where he was saying, "What are we going to do? When are we going to do something?" I didn't get the beginning part where he said we're not going to talk about basketball. So, but I will say that, because I did notice, the reason why I even mentioned that in the beginning was because I noticed a lot of the basketball players were even answering to that. It seemed like the basketball players were getting asked the question after Steve Kerr did this. But moving along, yeah. It's gotten to the point now where it's like I said, one day we're going to have a real podcast on it because I could speak to the agenda of why they want to take away the guns in the first place. But this is a real thing. This is a real thing that happened at the end of the day. Lives were lost. Casualties happened at the hands of someone who just completely lost it once again, but he had no reason to be in ownership of an assault rifle. And that was why when I posted even the clip of the gentleman walking into the elementary school, and I said, our world needs a reset. I mean that still. I will always keep saying on this podcast, our world needs a reset. It's coming very soon. On that post, I also said that, in Texas, it's a regular thing for people to even be able to own an assault rifle. People should not be regularly able to have an AK-47 for no fucking reason. Because then you have dumb shit like this happening. You have dumb fucking people with these weapons. As the saying goes, guns don't kill people, stupid motherfuckers do. Stupid people with guns kill them. Not the gun. It's not necessarily the gun itself. It's the owner of the motherfuckers. So, and then it fucks me up because it's like, yo, I don't want to ever get that call, yo. I don't want to ever get that call for anybody, and that's why I don't even play around with those. I don't play around with those toys. I've been around the toys when I was younger. But at the same time, it still was nothing to play with because people were still losing their lives by those. People were still losing their lives by these guns. So, excuse me when I even say toys, because that was just the actual language that from back in the day, for when you wanted to mask it. But at the end of the day, they are not. They are not. And that is another thing that speaks volumes too, because they're being used as such. They're being used as such, and they're very real, and they really do kill people. Wanna go here too, real quick, and I don't want to get into the whole because I did see something about the IG page being fake. Him posting what he was going to do before he even got there. I don't think that's real. What flips me out is the police holding back the parents. Because I forgot where I heard this from. I'm gonna try to pull this up right now. So what had happened was the police were actually holding back the parents for about an hour. So the police were on the scene for an hour while he was in there shooting the shit up. So I would like to have an explanation to why the police were on standby, allowing him to shoot it up while parents are trying to get inside to their children. But y'all are macing and arresting parents trying to get to their kids inside getting killed? Someone please explain to me how we are in a society. I mean, we already know the police don't give a fuck about us. I mean, we've seen it so many times. Hold on one second. One second here. I just want to see if I can find this for y'all. Yeah.
Tonight we begin with the faces of all 21 victims in the Uvalde, Texas elementary school shooting.
This was supposed to be a day of joy and celebration, the final day of school. Instead, is a community now grieving. President Biden and the First Lady will travel to Uvalde on Sunday. We're also learning the husband of one of the teachers who was killed has died from a heart attack. Guadalupe Joe Garcia was the husband of Irma Garcia. His family telling us he passed away from grief. The couple had 4 children.
We have live team coverage in Uvalde and here in Houston. We are walking you through several new developments. Leading off our coverage now is Xavier Walton with the updates on the investigation. Fill us in, Xavier.
Len, you know what, the tone of today's press conference was much different than yesterday's press conference, and location really did have a lot to do with it. So let's get to the video, and here's the backdrop. We're talking about Robb Elementary, the scene of where all of this started, and 21 crosses dedicated to every victim from Tuesday's mass shooting. Investigators laying out the timeline again, but with more details, including the fact that there was no armed officer on campus. Also, the gunman was able to gain access through the back door, which they believe was unlocked. Now, according to DPS, the officers that responded first exchanged gunfire, then retreated to regroup. And as they got organized, it was approximately an hour before tactical teams arrived.
I had to pause myself for a second. You just heard it here. So they're saying, oh, they returned. So it was a police chase for him to even get there, right? Apparently they know he was on the fucking way there. Y'all fucking just heard it just now. This is why I said we're going to have a real podcast and shit later. But apparently y'all knew he was on the way there. Police returned fire shortly beforehand. It's going to be shortly afterhand. They returned fire, but they're saying that they don't know if he committed suicide or if the police killed him or whatever. But y'all knew he was on the way there. That's my whole thing. On top of the fact that y'all still let him do what he did for an hour before y'all even decided to do anything at all.
Also, what's important to us is why. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? Who is this man? The suspect. We're going to find out. With all the different agencies that are involved, we're working every angle that's available. And we won't stop until we get all the answers that we possibly can.
Why? Why did the gunman do this? The motive, but also why did it take so long, 60 minutes approximately, for a tactical team to get there to rob elementary and then gain access yet again? Questions parents are growing frustrated because they want answers to. Reporting live here in Uvalde, Xavier Walton, I'll send it back to you.
Everyone.
That about pissed me off. Like, not even about. That pissed me off. The fact that, and this is why I'm saying, I'm going to say it one more time. One day we're going to have a real podcast on shit. Because it's a lot of mind games that's being played out here. It's a war going on outside we ain't safe from. And we mentally trapped in it. This shit crazy out here, man. This shit's really crazy out here. But my condolences and prayers out to the families that lost that lost the lives of their children. Prayers and condolences to the family of the Irmas, of Irma and her husband, excuse me. And it's a very